Hi, I'm Carrie Lee Merritt, and today I'm here with Matthew Hild, my friend and co-editor, and we're here to talk about today the Elaine Massacre. So Matt just contributed an essay to this new book, The Elaine Massacre in Arkansas, A Century of Atrocity and Resistance, 1819 to 1919, edited by Guy Lancaster. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with this and what exactly you wrote about?
Well, since the Elaine Massacre occurred in September 1919, the centennial is fast upon us. And so Guy Lancaster, who's an expert in racial violence in Arkansas himself, came up with this idea around 2016, 2017 to do this book to commemorate the centennial. And so as the subtitle indicates, the real argument of the book is that the Elaine Massacre itself was the massacre of dozens, if not low hundreds even, of African-American farm workers who were trying to unionize. And that story has been told and will be told again, I'm sure, this year, but nevertheless, what this book really tries to do is explain how the Elaine Massacre didn't just occur out of a vacuum, that really there was a whole century of racial oppression in Arkansas, first of slaves, and in my essay focuses on the period of 1865 to 1892. And so right after the Civil War, you've got freedmen trying to organize in the East Arkansas Delta and being killed.
Buying land. They're trying to, right?
Trying with not much success. But nevertheless, I mean, that's sort of the story of this book, is that each time African Americans try to make steps forward in Arkansas's period, at some point, the white landowners, the white planter class.
It's a violent,
and sometimes
violent blowback.
You know, the Elaine Massacre itself is strictly African Americans as victims, but some of these episodes, it's poor whites and poor blacks alike over the course of this late 19th, early 20th century era. Again, sometimes it's a biracial movement, sometimes it's not. But whether whites are involved on the side of poor African Americans or not, the result still ends up being the same. In other words, white skin was no guarantee of not being violently attacked and repressed. But the Elaine Massacre itself certainly was, again, maybe as many as 200 victims, African Americans, being basically slaughtered for trying to unionize.
Right. And people wonder why there are no unions in the South. And the date of the Elaine Massacre?
September 1919, over the course of about 3 days. Ultimately, the Arkansas National Guard, and of course, they end up killing civilians too. And
so this is coming up to be the centennial, right?
Right, this fall.
And let the people know what you're going to be doing to help commemorate the date.
Yeah, there'll be in Little Rock, Arkansas, this fall, a centennial symposium of a lot of scholars and some local activists too. And at the Southern Historical Association meeting in Louisville in November, there'll be a whole session involving Guy Lancaster, myself, and several other contributors to this book, where we're going to basically spend 2 hours discussing Elaine Massacre and trying to sort out what its legacy is for the 21st century.
So let's try to keep the memory of all the laborers massacred and the Elaine Massacre alive. So thank you, Matt. And we will tell you how to get your own copy of the Elaine Massacre to learn more. Stay tuned and subscribe. Thanks.